To get started. I am so anxious to get this show going. I said, fuck this. It's 3 minutes. I can't wait. Maybe it's that I'm pumped off, the Folgers. I love Folgers so much. It is the 6 a.m. show here. The Doug Rice Show. Doug Rice, the one and only. That's me. How you doing, folks? Man, I can't wait for you folks to pile in. I don't know if I'm going to maintain the 6 a.m. show. I'm going to kind of take a poll. I might throw a question in there about it. Right now, I'm up in the air. I just got to protect the voice of choice, if you will. This has to make... this voice has to keep going and going. I'm in my mid-50s. I have honed that which delivers information to the voice box. And so that is fine to just a beautiful point. Now, I have to protect the voice box. So, I don't know if, 2 shows, an hour a day. And all throughout the day, I'm doing the meme. I'm doing the TikToking. I'm TikToking live. I'm Instagramming. I'm trying to get out there. My manager says that I need to focus on content. And so, I will provide as much content as possible. And today, motherfuckers, is some beautiful shit. Let me tell you something, man. Reason I'm on here early, they are panicking. And I don't mean now it's become an open, frantic panic. Now look, Swalwell, okay, Representative Swalwell. Nice guy, former military, he's polished. I don't know if he's presidential material. I don't know, maybe Senate, maybe, but not really. The presidential, he looks a little basic, I'm sorry to say. Swalwell, I don't think he can keep up with the rhythm. There's a rhythm to the presidency. You all know this, right? There is a rhythm. Trump has it down, I'm sorry to tell you. We're just, as horrible a human being as Trump is, and he is a horrible human being. As horrible a human being as Trump, that fool nailed the presidency and politics like that. He mastered it with Twitter, who banned him. Of course they did. And, now he's kind of out of his element. He doesn't have the stability he had. But if he gets back in the White House, partner, dude, let me tell you something. If Donald Trump gets back in the White House, there's not going to be a problem with him getting on Twitter, Facebook, your phones, your laptops, your TVs. He'll be everywhere he motherfucking wants and when he wants. And let me just tell you something. He looks healthy. Okay? He looks to Putin and Xi as the templates for how he might govern. And I will tell you, folks, his governance will be for a lifetime. That's his plan. That's his plot. And if he gets away, if he slips through the cracks of justice, which I see him making headway doing, well, it's going to be interesting for Negro, because we know how much he loves us so much, right? Good morning. Don't drop your phones. It's 6 o'clock, 6:01. I'm early. I know. I'm watching them panic. I've found some gems. I have found some tidbits today, folks, that I'm going to share with you that you're going to love. Let's get into it. Let's do the normal thing. I don't know. It says, this is what it says every time I try to get in the chat. It says, this action cannot be performed inside Streamlabs desktop. To interact with chat, you can open this chat in a web browser. Well, thanks. Appreciate that. It's just what I wanted to do. Open up the chat in a fucking web browser. And give people a tidbit of view of my upcoming topics. How's everybody doing? Tina, Denise Cummings, welcome. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Courtney. Oh, Denise, I said good morning. I'm just going up. And of course, Tina Ray. Woman of the hour. Number 1. How are you? So, listen. I get up early. I get up about 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed at about 8. And I do this so that I can catch it all before it gets, too stale, And what I try to do is get ahead of what you might see during the day. Well, the first thing I noticed is that now they are seriously concerned about the whole Trump movement. And it's a movement, man. It's a movement that's gaining traction, that's gaining momentum, that's picking up speed. And with folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene heading the way, and with folks like Gosar and folks like Cruz and folks like, I mean, the list just goes on and on. The caucasity knows no end. They have no fucking shortage of the white supremacy. Trust me, okay? And it's in full swing, baby. And now, the folks that want to talk it out, they're getting concerned. Now they're getting worried. And I'm going to say it again because, and I mean for the cheap seats. Look, folks, it's not going to be like last time. It's not going to be like last time. And I mean, it's not going to be like Civil War 1.0. Let me tell you why. You see, the Union, they had gravel. You understand? I mean, I'm just throwing it to you right between your fucking eyes. The Union, those men, those dudes are ready to put the work in. What's up? What you need some, okay, well, fine, let's go gather the troops and let's do this. You want to go? And they took losses, folks. The head-on collisions that these folks put themselves through. More Americans were killed during the Civil War than any other conflict. I mean, we need to understand that. That's a pretty bold statement. Till that time, in 1860, whatever the fuck, right? But now, here's what we need to understand about today's conflict. The roles have somewhat reversed. I mean, the secession that they spoke of in the 1860s, you know, and the folks that got that together, they weren't really, you know, as organized as maybe one need to be to take on the, you know, the organized union headed by, you know, a formidable president. Somebody that's got some sense, somebody that's not scared to put people where they need to be in order to get shit done. But today's people, they've thinned their herd so much. Now they're left with the popularity of draft dodging cowards like Donald Trump. They hold despicable human beings up on a pedestal. They put folks that otherwise they would find abhorrent in powers of high office and tell you what a great dude this womanizing, child rapist, cheating, lying, racist, au-fait fossil from the 50s motherfucker that he is. And they love him. They love him because that's what we're left with. You need to look at the lineup, folks. I mean, I could show it to you. The lineup speaks for itself. All you got to do is line them up. They all look ghostly, ghastly, with the exception of Cruz. I don't know. I mean, his beard gives me some comfort. I've got to tell you, Cruz he's a maverick. There's something there. Maybe, I don't know, if he were to slip, you know, and just get his head right, you know, maybe he'd come back to reality. Because the beard tells me there's hope. But, I don't know. What the fuck? Yeah, I drifted. Fuck you. I don't care. 606! I'm excited. I got good shit. How's everybody doing this morning? Huh? Like, share, comment, subscription bell, all that shit. Do it! I'm not going anywhere. I may keep the 6 a.m. show. I like the people. I like the crowd. All right. So, welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I am, in fact, Doug Rice, the one and only, the same name of the YouTube channel, which I am trying to change to the Doug Rice Show. If that can happen, well, we'll make it happen. If it can't happen, well, then you'll see the Doug Rice Show only here, and Doug Rice, the one and only, on YouTube. That was a good filler. I like that. 606, it's the 4th of January. 2 days, 48 hours, and I'm going to have the show of my life. Let me tell you something, folks. I fully intend to lose my voice on the 6th. I don't give a fuck if I gotta be writing shit down. I'm not gonna quit. I don't give a fuck if I gotta do replays of myself on this motherfucker. I'll do it. The voice you will hear on the 6th of January won't just be Donald Trump's. Let's get to it. So, we know the format of the show. This is not a program. I'm not programming you. My effort, my job, my task, I choose to deprogram you. I want you to come out of her. Get out of Babylon the Great. Get out of the great harlot. She is riding the dragon, which will soon turn on her. She ain't playing. She look like he about fed up anyway. Be real with you. She look like, he got that face. It's like, really, dude? So, what do we have? We got some gems, folks. Let's go to the videotape. First, thank you, Tina. Appreciate that. Grand Rising, Arthur Bacon. Candy Girl F. Wait, SFC Cape Killer. You're going to have to explain what that means. First, it's just too much. It's a SFC Cape Killer. That's a hard shout out, man. Can I just do Cape Killer? How about Killer? Killer! What up? Oh. Okay, so online learning, racial tensions, and the talk. We talk about what we have to do when it comes to our children, what we have to do to protect them. This is the first article going in chat. And this struck me as interesting. Online learning, racial tensions, and quote-unquote the talk. Black parents raising children amid multiple crises. And this is interesting. I like this. Parents say that their black children have had to grow up faster, especially in the post-Trump era, facing issues most white children don't confront until they're adults, if at all. I mean, what a powerful and impactful title. What a great headline. I mean, that's a great headline. Does it really even require reading? I mean, that really says just a mouthful. The fact that we have to prep our children, that we have to help them recover from whatever they're suffering through as they themselves walk about this penal colony for Negroes. It's interesting that our children are more in touch with the peril we all face than we are. They come home and look us in our eyes and they convey the endured pain and ridicule that they have to suffer. And let me tell you something. It's unchecked. Children are very reflective of what's going on at home. And when you get these kids that come to school and they foster racial sentiment, you know what's being discussed at home. You know the conversations that they hear between their parents. Because we're talking about young kids. We're talking about 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. Those are the children that are taking their lives on our side of the fence. And so we have to consider what these children are telling our children in schools. And how our children have really an inability to express and reflect the real sinister nature of what's coming at them 90 miles an hour from the mouths, unfettered, undisciplined mouths that parry and repeat whatever they hear at home in a much rougher and careless manner. This is what caused our 10-year-old child to kill herself. Man, fuck you, man. Let me tell you, man. This is why I say to get that goddamned grin off your fucking faces, because your children are coming home and telling you what's going on in their homes by what they suffer in school, away and apart from you. I recommend you get your goddamn kids out of public school. You got a fucking PC. You got a laptop. They got one. They got a fucking phone. Shit, they got a car. A little fucking, probably a little fucking electric scooter. You got some car for a kid, right? Yeah. So why send them to face the bullshit every day in these goddamn schools, man? They're sending their kids to school just prepped and ready with the racial animus they themselves feel when they go to work. Only, as adults, they have the discipline and good common sense to keep their fucking mouth shut in public. The consequences are much too severe. But in school, the children have principals and teachers to interject and protect them in case something is said off color, if you will. And so those children get to test the envelopes of their racial expression against our children, knowing there is a referee ready to come in and call the fucking game. You still got that fucking grin on your face? Or do you understand what I'm trying to convey? This isn't a game. We're in this for our fucking lives. And they're fucking with our kids. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I'm Doug Rice. Like it or love it, I don't give a fuck. This shit irritates me. And the real key to this is this post-Trump era. We thought once Trump was gone, things might be a little better. But no. Obviously, they're getting worse. Our children are telling us. And as a result, we have to have what they call the fucking talk. I wonder what kind of talk they get to have with their children. Good morning. How you doing? Doug Rice. What do you want? 6 o'clock, 6:14. First article, online learning. Yeah. Keep your kids at home. Keep your children at home. Protect the children. Protect the children because we have to usher them into the new arrangement. And we have to protect them from the madness that will ensue. I need you to think of this. There were children throughout history that experienced the same thing adults experience. From a different, smaller perspective. There were children that wandered the desert for 40 years. There were children in Egypt. There were children involved in all of the conflicts that Hebrews had to fight their way out of with the help of Almighty God. And there will be children that go through what we are all about to go through. And it's my suggestion that you protect those children. Their young eyes will see horrors, as young eyes always do. I don't like this shit. We gotta have a fucking talk with our kids while they make sure they erase their own history so theirs are protected. Fuck you, man. If you haven't guessed, this is for Hebrews. This is for Negroes. If you're here and you're not a Negro, you might want to leave. Anyway. All right, so that's Article 1. I am Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I'm trying to get this shit right. I'm trying to get the ebb and flow. There's a rhythm to this shit. I know there is. 6 a.m. I'm in rare form this morning, only because the 6th of January fast approaches, and I know I'm going to have some material this day. I can hardly wait. All right, so let's do the shout-outs. Make sure I'm doing my goddamn job. Here we go. Boom. How's everybody doing? Courtney, Tina, Antoine, Daisy, Tina Ray, Candy Girl. All right. So, you did go through it in the 60s and 70s, did you? Yes, it was one. It was a little bit different. We were a bit more organized, more serious, more about that fucking business. We wasn't twerking. You understand? You understand? There were no motherfucking caricatures of blackness. Oh no. Oh no. And maybe Little Richard. I don't know. But he was cool though. You know. No, there was no caricatures of blackness. No, we didn't tolerate that shit. A lot of activities we would not permit to be openly expressed in our fucking communities, and you know it. You understand? Oh, we fought like hell against the assimilation. But eventually, yeah, the strategy that they had, that strategy was a good one. It was a good one. Rather than fight the obvious strength of black unity, they'd rather simply diffuse it. Yes, with drugs, shit like that, poverty, rewards for poor choices. Just break up. And of course, any of the leaders, let's start with Medgar Evers in his driveway, and let's conclude with Martin Luther King on a fucking hotel balcony. Yeah, let's do that. The rest will jail, bomb, fuck it. We'll get them under control. The whole 1-2 punch of the 70s, bam! And then the 90s, bam! And suddenly, we got Representative Scott talking about racism doesn't exist in America. Man, fuck you, man. Fuck out my face. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. We need to stop the rose-colored glass looking. We got to stop that shit. Take them motherfuckers off. Throw them glasses the fuck away and look at it for what it is. The ugly truth sears the fucking eyebrows, don't it? It's rough to look at it direct, ain't it, huh? It's like looking in the sun, huh? Because they want you to look everywhere else. And they want you to see their smiles. And their liberal views. But let's not pay attention to Proud Boys. Let's deny the Klan even is in existence. I mean, Mitch McConnell aside. I mean, the 10-year investigation which proved the Klan is long and strong, that was released in 2020, not 1920. The fact that the son of a Klansman is who they love so much. For those of you that don't know, Fred Trump, caught at a Klan rally, published information, his name. So he taught Donald Trump what he needed to know. The Klan was in the White House for 4 years. Don't tell me there ain't no racism in America, motherfucker. Okay. So, 6:20 in the morning. This is the Doug Rice Show. What I do is smack the holy hell out of you to wake you the fuck up. To let you know you don't need to smile, motherfucker. You ain't got to do that. Listen, I'm not saying that you have to do anything overt. The least is what I'm asking. Don't you put your hands on nobody. Don't you rough mug anybody. Don't get excited. Don't express yourself. Dear God, don't call police for help. All right? What you do is stay to yourselves for now. And see how things shake out. Why not? You need a reason? Sure. Let's find one. Next article. I found this interesting only because I thought it was kind of cool. This guy right here, Alvin Bragg, another brother, another black person. Alvin Bragg sworn in as Manhattan DA taking over Trump case. Cyrus Vance passed the decision on whether to bring criminal charges against Trump to his successor. Boy, I bet Trump mad. He get madder and madder every day. We got the sister, who's the DA. She just smacking him around in the press. Now we got another brother raising his right hand to just reach all up in Trump's ass and see what's there. Right? Black people are surrounding him. You want him back in office? I want to say to those who are, what do they call it, blacks for Trump? I know he's paying like a motherfucker, ain't he? I saw the ads in Craigslist for black people to be paid, and I believe the amount was $50 to attend a Trump rally and get a free T-shirt. That's how Trump rolls. So now, Trump has, this has got to be like his like worst nightmare. And right now, I know the N-word is just being slung left and right, up, and it's not noir. That word, that's not the word. It means black, but he's swinging a different word, like a club. You know, and nobody's saying shit. Even the waiters is being cool. Even the waiters, I understand, bro. I feel you, dog. You know, they all up in there, huh? Right. You need them on to eat. Okay. I thought that was cute. I don't know. How's it right doing? We good? Okay. All right, I'm not going to post that one. It's not necessary. Okay, here we go. Damning report shows plummeting black home ownership. And this is in the state of Indiana, I believe. And it's kind of interesting. I just found the stat interesting. Y'all take a look at this with me. So damning report shows plummeting black home ownership in Indy, right? Here's why. Although the number of homes in Marion County has increased since 2010, overall home ownership has decreased to just 54%, lower than the state and national averages, according to a new report on mortgage lending released Monday by the Fair Housing Coalition of Central Indiana. Driving that decrease in Marion County is a decline in home ownership in black neighborhoods, the report found. But the thing is, it's not by design. I mean, it's not as if it's not by design, because it is by design. It's an interesting thing. The damning evidence that they found, systematic racial discrimination. It found that black and Hispanic, stop. Why do they say black and Hispanic? Listen to me. Okay? Stop coupling us with Hispanics. Stop. Okay? And here's the reason I'm going to bring this up. The discrimination and reasons that they don't want Hispanics in their neighborhood, if they don't want Hispanics in their neighborhood, and I believe they're talking about Hispanics that are a bit more darker than the Spanish Hispanics. They're more concerned about the Negro-looking Hispanics, my opinion. But don't lump us in as folks that it just bothers me. Black and Hispanic, black and brown. No! Let's talk about Negroes. Let's keep on point. Okay? So, black bars in Marion County are denied loans at significantly higher rates than average. Even when they do receive loans, their interest rates tend to be 30% to 40% higher than other borrowers. And I'm talking about Negroes. And you know what? And for anybody that thinks my focus on us is anything racial, fuck you, man. You got Chicanos por la Casa. I mean, you know, you got the JDL. You know, you got all these fucking organizations. And I do not count the NAACP because I ain't fucking colored. So when you talk about what's affecting us, please keep it to us or just shut the fuck up. Look, how many memes do I have to show you where the Hispanic population makes it abundantly clear that their fight is not with the Negroes? They've said it out their fucking mouths. And one of the largest growing Nazi fucking populations is in Mexico. So please don't tell me what the fuck Hispanics are suffering. They got an app for that. I'm talking to Negroes, and if you don't like it, I don't fucking care. It's high time. You know, it's been years since it was just us. They've infiltrated us with everybody they consider brown. Fuck you. If you are not associated with the transatlantic slave trade, look, partner, you got your own history. Go deal with it. I'm talking to my people. Sorry. So they're discriminating in Indiana. Blacks and Hispanics are being discriminated against. Big fucking deal. All right, yeah, I don't care. I don't. Here's the deal, man. Let me ask you a question. When other groups stand up for themselves and themselves only, do you see groups from other areas glomming on to their movement, to their efforts, to their organizations? You don't. So please, no one needs to get in their fucking feelings because Doug Rice is talking to Negroes. Be okay. Alright, so, thought this was interesting. Oh, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, hit the little notification button. Oh, and if you do appreciate this effort, and it is an effort, and I do, I ask unequivocally now and unabashedly, only because you all know there will be backlash to the words that come out of my mouth, and I have to say them. Because now it's getting, they're panicking now. They're on TV openly panicking about what's coming involving this country and its governance. And what I'm trying to tell you, if the individuals they're terrified of are coming, we need to be really on point and alert. Because the folks that are scared of Trump and his ilk ain't going to do a goddamn thing to stop him. And I mean that shit. That's the peril, the difference between Civil War 1.0 and Civil War 2.0. 1.0 had willing participants. 2.0, one side wants to talk and the other side wants to get fucking busy. And I do not see the side talking, getting up from their comfortable chairs in front of their cameras as they round table the whole issue and fending off the Marjorie Taylor Greens that are coming for their fucking heads. So, I drift. Here we go. The View announces Whoopi Goldberg has COVID during return to virtual taping. Okay, so the daytime talk show will not be taped in front of a live studio audience this week. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck Whoopi Goldberg and all these other people are getting COVID. I mean, I just don't understand it. I think I've seen the one person I know personally that I talk to on a regular basis. She and her husband caught COVID, and they were working at McKesson. They were working remotely, and so God only knows. And they had children. But Whoopi, I mean, what the fuck? How? I don't know. How do you don't stay away from the shit? Just stay the fuck away from folks. Whoopi's in everybody's goddamn face. I think they gave it to her. What? I'll say it. I think they gave it to her. I think they gave it to her. Let me see who's here and who's saying what. How you doing, folks? Trump's actual last name, Drumpf. That's true. Very good. Changed it. His grandfather, coward, wouldn't fight World War I. They told him to get the fuck out of the country. And this goes to show that you birth what you are. This is why the Creator demanded that Israel murder the children of their enemies. And folks, let's just be honest. I don't even have to say it, do I? Yeah, Drumpf. That's right, Courtney, they are still in the White House. They're also still in the Department of Justice. That is what the new director of the department, that is what he's finding out. Merrick Garland is finding out that there are Trump loyalists throughout the Department of Justice, and justice will be slow to move, if at all. That's true. Good morning. Sheila, Courtney, good morning. You got to be kidding me. Hey, yes, they are. Thank you for the calls. The camps are confusing. Yeah, thank you, because camps are fucking ridiculous. Just stop. No, I'm not going to. Here's the reason I don't do with camps. First, people tell me, why are you not a part of a camp? You're not a part. No, I'm not a part of no fucking camp. We are all a single unit of Negroes. There's no camping. And there's nobody to teach you. There's nobody. You got it written right there. All you got to do is grab scripture, sit down, read it once all the way through if you have to. It'll come back to you when you need it. Bam! You don't need a camp. You don't need church. You are the church. The Creator has told us, stand by. That's all. That's it. Stand by. I'm coming. Creator has never left Israel. Never. He has never left us. We are still here, and believe it, they have done everything they can to reduce and just keep our numbers low. And that's not worked out for them. A lot of things haven't worked out for them in the sense of keeping us in the position that we are in. There was a timeline involved regarding our enslavement. And that timeline has come to an end. And they're losing their fucking mind. Coincidence? I don't think so. All right, so thank you again, one and all, for showing up. Sierra Leone, was I there affected by the transatlantic slave trade and then adopted into a white family, never got to know my Bible. You are in Sierra Leone. Well, everything will come together in the end. You know, the one thing I take from different experiences is like little tidbits of information. Like, listen, you know, if it's not, everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. Right now, the royal line of Judah, that's who they needed here. And I'm talking about the experiences of Negroes in this country. I know that there are Hebrews scattered throughout this world. But I got to tell you, Daisy, you know, you would probably do better here as an immigrant from Sierra Leone than as a Negro born in this country. And that's a sad state of affairs. And, you know, as much as I talk about, you know, I speak to Negroes, I talk to Negroes associated with the transatlantic slave trade. Well, if you're a Negro associated with transatlantic slave trade and you're not in the United States, God damn it, I'm talking to you too. How about that? We'll just clear this shit up, clear it up right now. I'm talking to anybody that embraces who we are. How about that? I'm not talking about the happy Negroes here in this country. Love to twerk and do the WAP and want to buy shoes with blood in it. And, oh dear God. I'm not talking about those. So, to clarify, Negroes everywhere who associate themselves and will not run from the history that is exclusively ours as Hebrews. I'm also talking, Sierra, I'm on you still. You are a Hebrew, and do you acknowledge that? I wanted to know. A lot of folks are different denominational, religious, you know, people that are still Hebrews. I recognize us as Israel. That I do. We're not Muslims, we're not Christians, we're not Hindus, we're not anything other than Hebrews, set apart, conscious of why they treat us the way they do. And I don't want it to be confused with any kind of worldly bullshit. That's the reason I avoid camps. I will not dress up in Power Ranger suits. I will not go on the corner and scream at indiscriminate white folks while they look at me like I've lost my fucking mind. I will not talk about I will not show up and be in fucking formation, turning right and left for the world to see while they locate, identify, and facially recognize every fucking Negro in the fucking shot. Why? Why do all that? The kingdom will rule from heaven. Representative on earth will be Hebrews. Boom. Moving on. All right. So I love how I get into that. Courtney, I need for it to go down. I'm anxiously waiting. They vaccinated. That's good. Peace and blessings, Toller. Share. Thank you. But Daisy, I hope you understand. Sierra Leone, it's certainly not an affront toward you. My audience is the folks here in the United States, and more likely you are probably conscious. A lot of the folks that are walking around grinning in the face of caucasity, I'm trying to stop them from doing that. You know, that's really my focus. You know, ain't too many folks over in other countries that trust Europeans, and sorry, that's just the way it is, and for goodness sake, thank God. This whole spread, explore, assimilate, take over, and then claim the culture shit, That's got to stop. Yeah. Welcome to the fucking show. I'm not playing. So, Whoopi has COVID. It's fucked up. All right, so this is good. This is awesome. This one is good, guys. Okay, so you remember this guy, right? Interesting bit of news. I thought this was hilarious. After blaming COVID-19 spread on black people. Dear God, did he really do that? He blamed COVID-19 spread on us. Damn. Governor Patrick, Texas Lieutenant Governor Patrick, tests positive for COVID. Well, the karma train just a-running. It's unclear whether Patrick was infected with the Omicron variant. And the reason it's unclear he was infected with the Omicron variant is because for some reason, if you get infected with the COVID, they're not going to tell you the variant, which I find odd. But let's get back to this before I get banned. So it's unclear whether Patrick was infected with the Omicron variant, but it is abundantly clear that people believe karma played a role in the lieutenant governor's health status. Wow. Well, go figure. One has to wonder, what was the governor doing around black people? I'll just leave that one. Yeah, he tried to politicize it along racial lines, and wow, he's isolating himself. It's interesting. Did Dan Patrick say that old people should be willing to die to save the country? He did say that. He said not only that we're spreading it, damn us, but he also said that old people, if they get COVID-19, should be willing to take that long walk. You know, you go take the long walk, motherfucker. Bye. Well, Dan Patrick, I want you to put on your fucking coat with the hoodie and grab a weapon. I'm going to put you outside the walls and close the walls with a 21-gun salute. You guys know the reference, right? Okay. All right. That's interesting. I like that. He got what he deserved. Yes? No, he didn't. I wouldn't wish that on anybody because it could possibly take his life. No. So, you know, he got COVID. Maybe he'll learn something. Probably not. They don't learn something. They won't. They won't. They would rather come in my face and tell me I'm spreading hate by pointing out the hate. Which makes no fucking sense. How's everybody doing? Sierra Leone blood! Daisy! Regardless of our credit score, we still get high interest. But isn't that prophecy? It is. And I'm sure it was directly affected by transplant then adopted. Yes, got that. I wanted to make sure. Well, you said that twice. Got you, Daisy. I heard you. Commented on it. Got you. Okay, everybody's up to speed. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification button. Let's get back to this. All right. So Dan Patrick caught the virus. Oh, well. He said we spread it, and he said old people should give up the ghost if they catch it. I believe he's up in age, so farewell, Lieutenant Governor. It's been good knowing you. Okay, here's something interesting. I like this one. I'm going to refresh it. Okay. So, you know, when shit happens, when there's a disaster, folks are prone to take advantage of the situation, right? And we call those folks looters and thugs, right? Well, take a look at this. So a caravan of white looters arrested for stealing from Kentucky tornado victims. Well. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron warned about consequences for looters in an example of the type of energy he never had for the cops who killed Breonna Taylor during a botched search warrant execution. Ooh, wow. That was scathing. I didn't actually see that one coming. That was... So he went after these looters, but boy, he didn't show the same energy for the botched warrant that killed Breonna Taylor. Boy, that's writing right there. It's pretty fucking good. I like that. And, wow. But it's interesting that the caravan, and I remember it being pointed out that in the event of a disaster, when black people decide to go get food and go into stores, they are looters and will be shot on sight. But when white people go into the stores and they are survivalists, scavenging for food. Well, this time they got it right. I guess these were looters. But in the context of his performance in the Breonna Taylor fiasco, that's interesting. I didn't see that one coming. So, let's see here. Looting aren't things that happen exclusively during Black Lives Matter protests. Oh boy. Of course, we already know that after the angry whites rebellion at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, not to mention the unrest of the unseasoned that often happens after sporting events. But America far too often associates riots and specifically looting with black people and black neighborhood. Anyway, in Graves County, Kentucky, 6 people of the non-melanated persuasion were arrested Friday after they were accused of using devastating storm as an opportunity to loot homes and vehicles, and now officials in the area are warning that anyone caught engaging in that kind of activity will be prosecuted to the extent of the law. So, let me understand this. I thought looters are shot on sight. Didn't you? I thought looters will be shot. Where the fuck is this? You're going to be prosecuted. What are you going to run me down, tackle me, arrest me, put me in a car, take me to jail, charge me with looting? Wow. In the old days, when the looters were mainly considered black. Anyway. So, fuck you. So we're talking about felonies. Graves County Commonwealth Attorney Richie Kemp said in regards to the suspects, at least 4 of whom reportedly came into Kentucky from Michigan. So the motherfuckers decided to commute to go loot. And after they got caught, well, I guess the point is moot. Yeah, it was a stretch. What do you want me to do? I tried. We're talking about felonies. Shut up. Shut up. Look at them. In all their glory. Bam, 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 bam. There you go. Thugs. Huh? Are they thugs or not? Are they criminals? Are they thugs? Do they fit your description? Yes? No? Would you be worried if these 5 individuals walked past you on a dark, scary night? I'm just fucking with you. Of course they're not thugs. They're just people that wanted to go get some shit, right? They got caught and they're going to be... But in the context that if all the faces were like mine, then the look upon the gaze upon them would be of a much different flavor. There'd be a much different attitude coming at you. You know? But, hey, people got to eat. What do you want? All right, so hope everybody's enjoying the podcast. It's 6 podcasts. The live at 6:46 in the morning. It is the 4th of January 2022. I'm Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. What I do is I point out the little tidbits that need to be pointed out. And I try my best to, give you the best outlook. For those of you that are just joining, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, hit the notification button. And if you like the effort shown in these little soirees, please support the effort in the links that are in the description and, of course, on the homepage. Thank you so much. Those links are, if I can mention them, fundly.com/Doug Rice, or rather the Doug Rice Show. And we've got $, the Doug Rice Show. That is the Cash App business account, as well as, I believe, a Patreon account. Patreon.com/Doug Rice. Show your support. You can subscribe here. You can become a member, I believe. You can also support here within this platform. So I thank you all for being here, showing up, and drinking your coffee with me this morning. Gotta make sure the lips aren't looking stupid. Next in our lineup, as we continue the morning Doug Rice Show. This I found a bit interesting. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in chat. So, what do we have here? Take a look with me, folks. Why did a cop kill an unarmed black man? 1 year later, the community still seeks answers. And this, an opinion piece. Look at the eyes of that sister. Look at the eyes of that sister. Wow, I mean, just, I do this because it's a continuous war on us that is happening right under our noses. While we walk about with usually a smile just below that. And it looks odd. They read the same things we read. And if they don't read them, it's out of a willful choice to remain ignorant. Because in most respects, I would believe some of them would feel they would have to do something about them, but the cost is too high. That's the reason I believe we're in peril, that the shots will start being fired at each other in this country. Because right now, this is just how it is. These people are succumbing to the fear that drives their society. 30% of these people are willing to do violence to overthrow their own government. And while they're as angry as hell, we mill about grinning. Because occasionally, while they tussle with one another, they take a little time, they eke out a little bit of quality time just to kill one or two of us. Just to keep the idea fresh in their fucking minds and the conversation going. And after we're dead, they apologize, they send their thoughts and prayers, they try to dissect what happened, and they try to get into the minds of the very people they're afraid of. The very people that are threatening to take over this god-awful country and move it right over the brink into total fascist bullshit. And we will pay the cost. You think it's bad now? You let fucks like Marjorie Taylor Greene get a little more power. You let white supremacist, white nationalists like Josh Hawley. I mean, if you don't understand that some of these folks in government are openly racist, associated with right-wing, white nationalists, no worries. And they are trying to take control. The peril that we are in screams for us to back the fuck up, gather amongst ourselves, and prepare for whatever's coming, because something's coming. You think they're happy that all these black faces are calling them into account? Well, they don't like that look. Why do you think they're trying to do so much with the voting system? Why do you think they are making sure that polling is minimal in black neighborhoods, but just plentiful in other neighborhoods? Why do you think they make it so difficult to exercise the right you think you have? This shit's gonna keep happening. I look at her face and I just can't imagine. I mean, look, folks, it's not even, we're in the third of 2022. We're still asking questions. So I think I'm going to share this one. I'm going to read it. I mean, and for folks that don't think it's out of hand, or folks that don't, we have so many happy Negroes here. And they don't read, they won't read, they won't take advantage of the right now open system of information that gives us some insight and feedback on what's happening. They don't take advantage of this. They'd rather use this platform and medium to do stupid shit, sillified, dumbass shit, caricature shit that makes us look like fucking fools. Serious-minded conversation regarding what we're experiencing in this country is just not a topic of discussion most of us like to take up. But I'll get to as many of you as I can, because this shit's important. So, here's what happened. On a gray and rainy New Year's Day, the family of Carl Dorsey, the People's Organization for Progress, Newark Communities and Policing, and I don't know, what is this? The family of Carl Dorsey, the People's Organization for Progress, Newark Communities for Accountable Policing, and friends and family of the Rodney Spivey brothers marched and gave speeches demanding further investigation into the policing of Carl Dorsey. That was a bit confusing. That was going all over the place. Come on. So, this is what they did. Right? A meager crowd, unfortunately. So Dorsey was shot and killed by undercover Newark police officer Rod Simpkins in the evening on January 1st, 2021, interrupting an unprecedented year of no shots fired in the city of New York. Police showed up at Woodland Avenue on South 11th Street after hearing gunfire, local officials and police reports say. Officers involved wore no body cameras. Well, ain't that convenient? No body cameras. Really. No body cameras. Let's continue. However, the video from the camera of a nearby building revealed Dorsey was unarmed. Shortly after the shooting, the community erupts in protest demanding an investigation into the unprovoked incident from Gurber Grewal, who was the state's attorney general at the time. So, Newark, New Jersey, shots reported, no body cam, kid's unarmed, kid gets shot, no worries, no one's accountable. And you're still fucking grinning. I hope not. I hope not. And a year later, 1 year, it was interesting. 1 year later, they're still looking for answers. Now, I dare say that if anyone other than a Negro had been killed, at least we'd ask questions. There'd be questions asked. We're already asking questions, but questions would be asked. Now, shots were reported, no body cam, cops in fear for his life. That's all we need. We don't need to investigate any further. He's dead. Life in the United States. And this is with Biden in office and Trump out of office. So what's going to happen if he slides his slithery, slimy, grimy ass back in the White House? What do you think they're going to do? What kind of celebratory activities are these? What are they going to do? Burn a few crosses? If Trump gets back in office, I can imagine the fanfare. You think they got flags on their pickup trucks now? Hey? You think they indiscriminately kill black men now? You let this motherfucker get back in office. That's why I say, before it's too late, before things get out of hand, brothers and sisters need to recognize the terrain. They need to see things for what they are, as they are, accept them, and act accordingly. All one need do is kind of recess into our own. Take care of one another. Treat each other with value. I think you know what? The biggest headway we can make in at least, chipping at this shit is just forgetting all beefs and grievances. I don't know what's going on anywhere. Chicago, Detroit, I don't give a fuck. But Negroes need to stop at this point. Because they're not playing. And they'll shoot you and put you in the ground, and they will wait a year before they give a fuck. If they give a fuck. And young people, they will continue to send their children to school, harassing hours to the point of suicide. They will continue to do all the things that they do as we watch in the hopes that things will change while things will not. And as things get worse and worse and worse for us in this country, we have an obligation to turn to and say, you know what? It's time we took care of each other. And we treated each other absolutely 100% as the royal family we are. And I'm talking to Negroes. I'm not talking to people of color. I'm not. Yeah. I'm talking to Negroes and Hebrews that are here in this country because you're here with me. Trapped! Against our own will in this place. And you know what? I love the ones that tell us if you don't like it, leave. Fuck you. You leave. You belong here about as much as I do. So I'm not going to shut up. I'm always going. At this point, we have no choice. Look at what's going on. Look at what they are doing. Not only to us, but to each other. No. It's time we had a talk. And I don't, look, all this divisiveness, this camp shit, this fucking Negroes are one family. You can't join. You can't quit. Obviously, there are no dues. So get all that bullshit out of your mind. One family of Hebrews. That's it. Sorry. Get over yourself. I'm Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. It's 6:59. This is just sad. I mean, it irritates me. It gives me exactly what I need to say to you. Hey, we're Hebrews. We're not here of our own accord. If you like it here, if you've made a home in the United States and you're a Hebrew, please get the fuck out of my goddamn life. Go. If you're happy, if you're content, if you want all this to continue, if you're voting one way or another, please exit. Remove yourself. This ain't for you. I'm not going to associate with traitors. The Most High God demands your loyalty to the kingdom. Now, think of how firmly you have to turn your back on all this shit. 100%. Think about turning your back on something. When you turn your back on something, that's it. And I see no reason we shouldn't pivot. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I'm Doug Rice. Feel my second win. I believe I could do 2 hours if I wanted to. I'm here because I have to be. I'm here because if I don't say anything, God knows what will happen. I'm here because I'm looking at what others may not be looking at. I take in as much information as possible to paint a perfect spherical globe. A fact! And the fact is, folks, ain't no time to be relaxing. Ain't no time to be talking about I'm throwing my cap in the ring with these motherfuckers. We've had a good talk this hour. I know you've taken notes. But for God's sake, listen to what I'm saying. It's not all roses and shit, man. It's fucked up. They got some ideations that ain't gonna mean us well. I mean that shit. You better focus. You better focus! Alright. I thought this was cute. I mean, I read this, and the first thing I thought of was, what the fuck are y'all doing? The first all-black climbers heading to Everest. Brainchild of team leader Philip Henderson. Let's remember that name, Philip Henderson. Leading an expedition to Mount Everest. There they are. There they are. Oh, there they are, folks. You see them? Take it all in. They're climbing Mount Everest. Now, listen. Ain't no help coming if you get stuck. For any of you. That's first. Because I'm just imagining they get the call. Helicopter. Hey, we got climbing the first group of completely black people climbing Mount Everest. The helicopter pilot is even going to ask, what the fuck are they doing? What are they? I'm not going up there. No. They shouldn't have done that in the first place. They knew that we would be hesitant to risk our lives for theirs. So I just wanted to tell them that. I hope they have everything under control because no help's coming. I thought that was light. Of course, we know help will come. I just wish they wouldn't go. All right, so, and finally, this one I will share. From out of the blue comes tidbits, gems, things you can't help but share. Dear God. Okay, so I came across this one, and I didn't really know what to do with it. So I decided, I'm just going to do it on the air. So here we go. Rednecks for Black Lives urges others to fight for racial justice. Yes, folks. There is an organization called Rednecks for Black Lives. God bless them. And I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I don't know how effective they might be. We might need to look out for these folks because they more likely put a target on themselves, I'm sure. That in itself, I'm certain will get them killed in most of these redneck communities. Rednecks for Black Lives. Boy, that's some rough business right there. I don't know that really I want your support. I question the sincerity of the whole Rednecks for Black Lives movement. I mean, it just doesn't seem kosher. I need not remind you that one of us decided that we were going to go on a fishing trip with a group. Rednecks, if you will. We were going to go on there, and they too were for Black Lives. Brother went up there, didn't come back alive. So get out. Anyway, Rednecks for Black Lives urges others, and I'm wondering how the others they're urging take that urging. I'm going to just, it's a thing. I'm just curious. I don't know. I'll read a little bit of it. Let's see. Beth Howard came up with the slogan Rednecks for Black Lives, which has since become the name of a Facebook group interested in racial justice issues. Howard, who grew up in a poor, working-class mining family in rural Kentucky, is using the platform to challenge her fellow rednecks and hillbillies to educate themselves and to stand up in defense of Black lives. Damn it! Get you right here. Okay. So, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Okay. So, I guess she is trying. Right. And it's interesting. That's an interesting support mechanism for us to appreciate. All right. So, thank you so much for tuning into the Doug Rice Show. I do what I can to provide you with at least something to consider as you go about your day. I'm going to say that I appreciate that lady's help. Fuck that, yes. You know what? She's brave enough to do that. I hope she survives it. I really do hope she survives it. All right. Don't trust anyone. You can't. Daisy, you can't. You can't because, as I've said, you never meet people. Not anymore. You meet their representatives. Takes you a while to meet people. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for showing up this morning. I'm going to continue this as long as I can continue this. I truly appreciate the support. I truly appreciate the looks, the watches, the shares, the comments, the subscriptions. I appreciate that. And again, I'm not fomenting revolt. Fuck that. No. Nat Turner had his day. Whatever. It's not even necessary. It's not that serious. The Most High God, I mean this, will arrive. I know that everybody's like, you're crazy. No, I'm not. The evidence is overwhelming that God is on the way. I mean, the evidence, what we observe space doing, what we observe the earth doing, what we observe the sun doing, and what we observe the oppressors doing, tells us everything we need to know. They are anticipating an event. People are disappearing. What? Where's everybody then? Where's everybody? Where's everybody? Where's the stars? Where are they? Nobody? Nobody's even going to answer the question. You mean y'all ain't even going to take into consideration you ain't seen an A-list star in weeks? This fucking Giselle Maxwell trial has them scurrying like cockroaches when the light comes on. They don't know what the fuck's going to happen, and they're all in hiding. Or they too see that white supremacy is rearing its ugly head in this country yet again, and they see that shots are going to get fired, and so they're vacating the premises. Either way, you get people that you would normally see almost every day somewhere, they're no longer around. Resignations of CEOs happening like 90 going north. Like it's the thing to do. Why did Jack Dorsey resign? That don't make no sense. All you're doing is sitting in front of a computer. You ain't got to do shit. You got to do less than I do. And you resign. First day of the Giselle Maxwell trial. But I get it. Whatever. I'm good. Listen, I want everybody. The kingdom is fast approaching. Yeah. Sometimes I pray God taps the gas. I do. Sometimes, Creator, and we're all being watched. That's another thing. The kingdom is en route, but the players are here. Everybody, all of us are being observed. And everything we do is being recorded. Everything we do, we say, everything we do, everything is being recorded. It's very, very interesting. So, I appreciate everyone being here. I don't really have anything else. I mean, this is Doug Rice Show, the 6 a.m. edition. It's 7:10 in the morning. I know it may be later where some of you are. Some of you may have a late day. Some of you go out and you go to work and you got to do your tasks and your errands. You got to shop and all that. And I understand that. It's important that you get things done. It really is. So, thank you so much. Again, like, share, subscribe, and for goodness sake, hit the notification button. Thank you for your support. I am Doug Rice. This is the Doug Rice Show, and I am going to call it a morning. You guys take it. Wait. Okay, one more thing. Listen. As you go about your day, this day, it's January 4th, 2022. You keep in mind some of the things that I've shown you today, some of the things we've discussed. I just want you to just think about it. Now, right now, you're at home. You're safe. I know. You're surrounded by friends and family and loved ones. You're comfortable. Well, you should be comfortable. You're at home. You're amongst family. But as you prepare your day, you know you're going out there amongst the crowd of unknowns. As you prepare yourself to be surrounded by caucasity and all it stands for. As you breach your door's entrance, as you begin to cross the plane, I want you to consider just one thing, if you would. If you're going to leave the house, if you're going out there, if you dare, do me a favor. Get that goddamn grin off your faces! Appreciate it. You guys have a good morning. I've got